The top of Main Street is known locally as Planer Hill due to the lumber mills once located here. Lumbering was big business here even before the founding of Eureka Springs in 1879. It increased as the local Ozark forests were harvested to build the new town and sent out after the railroad was built in 1883. What is now U.S. Highway 62 began as a rough logging road to the lumber mills. As the town grew, it became a wagon road for local travel. Once automobile travel became popular, it evolved as well. Early auto roads were privately maintained and had names, not numbers. This one was the Ozark Trail, also known as Ozark Skyway. A bold arch over the road about 20 miles west announced the road as the Eureka Springs Gateway. An early auto travel magazine described it. The main highway to Eureka Springs is one of the most picturesque in the South. This excellent automobile road runs through a region affording many rare scenic treats and is a mecca to motorists, being part of the Jefferson Highways from New Orleans to Winnipeg. The fact that this road has a rock foundation makes it a delight in any season of the year. Mud is an unknown factor. The Rock Foundation Highway was carved out of mountainsides in the 1920s by crews of convict labor. When the Transcontinental Highway System was legislated in the 1930s, this road was incorporated into U.S. Highway 62, running from Niagara Falls, New York to El Paso, Texas, as it still does today. The south side of the highway has seen many changes. It was the site of the original lumber mills built by Benjamin Woodruff, which had several owners and locations over the next 90 years. On the hill above the bank, the smaller house was the home of U.G. Kelly, president of the Granger Kelly Lumber Company, second operator of the lumber business here. By the late 1930s, this business was the Bullock Manufacturing Company, and it moved across the road. After the mill burned in 1969, the family built a small motel which expanded into the current lodging. Through the years, the original mill site has had many travel-related businesses. Relatives of Frank and Jesse James ran a tavern stagecoach stop here. Later, it was the Tip Top Inn until the 1960s. It was replaced by an iconic Phillips 66 full-service gas station with the signature sweeping canopy and oil derrick sign. Nearby was a Tasty Freeze. Until the late 1990s, locals could get their oil changed, do laundry, and have some ice cream while they waited. This site now offers a bank and offices. Another late addition to the site is the large home on the hill above, the Queen Anne Mansion. This ornate home was built in 1891 for Curtis and Nyra Wright in Carthage, Missouri. In 1984, the 12,000 square foot house was scheduled for demolition, but it was saved and moved to this site on 40 sections via truck and then reassembled. It has recently been renovated and expanded into quite a showcase. Today, Route 62 west of Planer Hill is still fortunate to be one of the few places left with an intact collection of roadside architecture with motor courts, small motels, restaurants, and attractions from the late 1940s, 50s, and 60s. It provides the fine counterpoint to the turn-of-the-century atmosphere of downtown Eureka Springs. You can easily walk to the downtown from here. You will pass a house up on the west side of the hill, which is now a restaurant. It was built in 1890 as the home of the first mill owner, Benjamin Woodruff. The Johnson family called it home for many decades. When they moved here in 1948, they planted a dogwood tree from their old home place, which is commemorated by a small plaque downhill from the house. As you pass the log cabin part of the Eureka Springs Historical Museum, try to spot the fish sculpture in the limestone wall. The museum offers a fine introduction to local history for a small admission fee.